Out of all the many roles you've done that I love, Ulysses Claw, Alfred, Richard from 13 Going on 30, my personal favorite is your portrayal of Ian Dury in Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, because I think you didn't play Ian Dury, you were Ian Dury. I want to know how you came to play or portray, embody Ian Dury, and how much do you remember of the lyrics to Billericay Dickie, and would you recite it for us?
It's a good question. That's a good question. Which we'll get to. So, for hands up, who knows who Ian Dury is? Okay, here we go. so I really love the fact that you know Ian Dury. Ian Dury was in the mid-70s was a kind of proto-punk performer. He suffered from polio when he was a child, and he absolutely never thought of himself as disabled in any way. He was a fighter. He grew up when he went to art college, and he was right at the beginning of the punk movement. And in fact, Johnny Rotten is famously kind of copied Ian Dury's physicality. And Ian had this kind of lopsided gait in the way that he walked because of his polio. Johnny Rotten kind of took it and used it as a way of leaning on his microphone, when he was in Sex Pistols, and made it and sort of did a version of Ian Dury. Ian was a poet. He was a sort of a beat poet, a rapper almost, in the mid-70s. But he wrote these extraordinary lyrics, and he was a firebrand. He was just like a crazy, out there, maniac performer, totally in the moment. And anyone who ever saw him on stage, and you can look him up. He is an extraordinary physical force on stage, so along with a very good friend of mine, Paul Virag, we decided that we'd make a biopic about him. And I'd love you to see the film, because it is one of my proudest acting roles, actually. Other than Caesar, I think, obviously Don as well, and but no, I truly love playing Ian, and we got to know his family, his son Baxter. He released an album called New Boots and Panties, and on the front of that cover of that album is Ian Dury and his son Baxter. And the film is very much about his relationship with his son and being a punk rocker and being a parent, and a wild out there performer. And so we got to know his family very well, and when we delivered the first, I'll never forget delivering the first draft of the script for them to look at. I can't actually repeat what they say, because I'll get cancelled. But they said, oh no, he was much more of a C word than that. And this is his family, and so we were on the right track. Anyway, it's a very, the film is called Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, and that was one of his most famous songs as well. Do you know that song, Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll? That song, right? And then another one of his songs was Hit Me With the Rhythm Stick. You must have heard about that song. Hit me with your rhythm stick, hit me, right? Okay, and another song that you're talking about is called Billericay Dickie, and he basically wrote about all these characters. They're all characters. A bit like, I tell you what, he's a sort of English version of Tom Waits, I would say, in the way that he writes about characters and stories about people. It's very much sort of seaside postcard snapshot images of various different characters. Anyway, the beginning of Billericay Dickie, I can't remember all of it, but it goes, "Good evening, I'm from Essex, in case you couldn't tell. My given name is Diggy. I come from Billericay, and I'm doing very well."
Thank you.
There's another song you wrote called Reasons to Be Cheerful, Part 3. You remember that? Reasons to be cheerful, Part 3. Summer body holly, working folly, good golly, Miss Lolly, and boats. Hammersmith Pally, the Bolshoi Valley, John back in the alley, and nanny goats. 80 river scandals, Dominic camels, all of mammals plus equal votes. Seeing Billericay, people I can't remember anymore. Anyway, it's a fantastic song, Reasons to Be Cheerful. Have a listen to it.
Thank you.